Now we're going to go into the next part of this, which is building a proper date night around it. It's not always enough to just throw a board game. Sometimes you have to put a little bit of extra effort into it and make it a nice date night. Quality time is always established by the effort you put into it and the special touches that you add. I'm going to outline a couple of really easy special touches that go quite nicely with the theme of this game. First and foremost, a food pairing. One of the easiest food pairings that you can possibly do is a microwave Swiss cheese fondue. We've got a nice link to some recipes on our website that go really well with this particular game, as well as some plating ideas that you'll be able to access there. As always, when picking a food pairing for any game, be aware of allergies and food restrictions, and if you're using the game to learn new relationship skills, avoid alcohol and mood-altering substances. Remember, if you don't have the skills to make a big, giant, fancy cheese fondue, there are some wonderful microwave solutions. You are better off making the date go well rather than focusing and getting lost in the minutiae of super complicated recipes. Keep it within your skill set, make it a nice night for the both of you, and don't waste time sweating the small stuff. For a playlist for this particular game, you're better off focusing on levity and fun, anything that's got a lot of high energy or a lot of comedy value to it. I tend to pair it with high energy spring and summer songs and Swiss Alps yodeling, because it's one of the few times in my life I can get away with listening to Swiss Alp yodeling. The Games and Couples team has developed a special set of rules to go along with this game, which is focused on building and repairing relationship stories. The goal of this particular set of rules is to really focus on developing a stronger sense of fondness and admiration between the two of you and repair and improve some of the love maps that may have gone awry. Start by having the first player take their turn, and at the end of their turn tell a short, positive story from the early days of the relationship. Then, as the second player takes their turn, they tell a story that builds on the original story. The basis is that each block you pull and place is part of the tale of your relationship. And remember that you and your partner walked this path together. Learn to build on those stories and learn to build something positive together. If the stories start to take a very negative turn and hurt people's feelings, or if they get completely off track and you're not talking about the relationship anymore, don't force people to continue with something that isn't working. Find a nice, simple, peaceful way to say, I think we're off track, and then pick a new story and keep going. Keep in mind that you're not interfering with the strategy by allowing the person to say, I think we're off track, or not continuing with the story. You're showing them and teaching yourself how to slow down, how to listen to your partner's prompts, and how to be aware of when they're uncomfortable. So remember too, that board games are a lot like sex. If you're playing together and you're both not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Please stop. Don't continue if this starts to turn into an exercise in pain and misery. Don't continue if it starts to turn into a fight. The both of you need to re-regulate, take some time, calm down, breathe, and reassure one another. At a certain point in time, the stories of the game itself will act as the repairs necessary to keep the game going and keep the relationship calm. Keep it positive, people. All right, everybody, that's about all we have for our first Patio edition of Games and Couples. I'd just like to say before we sign off, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep it nerdy, people. This game is available at App2Game in Edmonton, Alberta, at a 5% discount for all fans of my show and clients of Auschrat Counseling Online and Auschrat Counseling Services Limited.